Well, here you go, guys. Here's the update on the Dodge. I had funky suspicions since I'd driven the truck so much that it actually had any sort of really wiring issue, and I figured if it had a wiring issue it would lose fire altogether. It wouldn't skip, unless it was like a coil or something going bad, or the distributor or something got wet, but I was talking about burned wires. So I got a wild hair up my ass and decided I was going to check timing as I shut it off, and that's when it stopped running good. So I'm wondering if I jumped time when I shut it off. And as soon as I checked the timing light, it was off like 20 degrees. Don't even know how it ran. So what we're doing right now is heading to the parts store to get a timing set and then the front cover gaskets and seals and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully we'll get a chance to work on this soon and get it back up and running, that way I don't get discouraged and forget about it. So I'm just giving you guys an update. I don't know when I'll post this video, but hopefully I'll get a chance to work on it and I'll put them all together. Alright guys, so here we go. Gonna try to change the timing chain on this Dodge. So lots of fun stuff to get into down there. Might have to pull the radiator, I don't know, but we'll see. Got it in here. Got it pulled into my uncle's garage just because I don't want to work on it in the dirt over by my barn. So he's gonna give me a hand. Got my manual, got my parts. So we'll get it started here. See what we gotta do first. Alright guys, step number one. Got the truck pulled in and I'm draining the antifreeze out, or well, I thought it was antifreeze. Looks like more water than anything. So good to get that out of there. Then we're gonna start pulling fans and belts and pulleys and probably the radiator shroud at least, if not the entire radiator. So we'll keep you guys updated. Alright, so just real quick, I kind of got ahead of myself without keeping you guys in contact, but we got the fan off with the new fan clutch I put on last year, then the pulley, then the main bracket that holds the AC and the alternator and all that kind of stuff, fan shroud, all the lines, or all the belts I should say. Doing pretty good in here so far. Only one tough bolt on the bottom, kind of keeping everything out of the way, and I just hooked up my new harmonic balancer puller. Then I just got my main pulleys over here and all these bolts and stuff. It's actually fairly easy as long as you figure out what you got to pull apart. I don't know how well it's going to focus for you guys, but yeah, we're getting ready to pull the harmonic balancer off, and then I'll show you once I get inside the chain cover and see how sloppy she is. Alright, so it actually came off pretty easy, just 3/4 inch ratchet, 1/2 inch ratchet, but it came out pretty good. Everything came out pretty straight, so now we're going to start working on getting this timing cover off, and we'll see how hard that is, and then we'll show you that once it's off. Alright, so we got the cover off. There was not very many miles left on this chain. I don't think it's supposed to do that. So we're going to get this changed. We're going to clean the cover up, take this off, and look in the manual and see what we got to do to set our timing and stuff. And then we'll go ahead and start putting that back on. Alright, so we got the old timing chain and gears out. That was pretty simple. They actually both just pulled off by hand. Didn't have to use a puller or a screwdriver and that kind of stuff. You guys already saw the harmonic balancer after we got that off. Cleaned it up a little bit. Take you over here and show you. There's my cleaning dish. Take you over here and show you the timing cover. It's clean. It doesn't look it, but it's clean enough to go back on there for what it is. You got all the dirt and all the heavy stuff off there. This is just paint that wore off. And then this stuff here, we all hit it with the die grinder with a little rubber disc. So I should be ready to go back in. Now we're just spending the last probably, I don't know, hour and a half cleaning off this old gasket and getting ready to start putting stuff back together. So hopefully we'll have her together here pretty soon and get her back on the road. Alright, so as you can see all along here on the right side of the crank, that we got all the gasket cleaned up pretty good, and down here, can't point to because I'm holding the light, but on the very bottom down there, you see the new oil seal for the oil pan, or the base gasket. So our next step is going to be to go ahead and put on the chain and the gears and get the timing back aligned and get it correct. And then we'll be back in reverse order, pretty much just doing wrenching. So we'll see you guys in a bit, probably once we get the cover on or once we get the chain on. So here's the new timing chain. This is quality since 1921. I'm sure all you guys can read, hopefully. Here's something that you don't see very often. It's upside down. Made in the USA. Like to see that. Just want to show you guys real quick. So here's the timing chain all in and the new gears, and we got everything lined up pretty perfect. Got the bolt all snugged up here, and now we're working on putting the seal in the actual timing cover itself. So once we get that in, we'll go ahead and start aligning gaskets and we can start putting this thing back together. So I'll probably show you guys once the timing cover's on. Start bolting stuff back up. Alright, so we got all the accessory brackets back on. We're getting ready to put the fan belt and stuff on. Realized we forgot to do the power steering pump, started putting that back on, or the reservoir for that matter. But got cockeyed one bolt, and then it's funny because we were looking at it earlier in the day. I don't know if you guys can see it or not in there. We were looking at it earlier in the day because I know I had one that leaked, and we actually busted a freeze plug. So we're 99% done. Just gotta go pick up a freeze plug, and I want to do an oil change because some of the water was leaking out of the front cover anyway, right down into the base. So I want to change that oil anyway. So we're better off doing that, and then we could do timing and everything. Do it all in one shot, get it done in the morning. But I thought it was gonna be maybe a 3 or 4 hour job because the truck does have AC and all the brackets and stuff on top. But it turned out to be pretty decent little meat to chew off. But it's not too bad. It's just a lot of getting shit lined up and stuff. So we'll get back with you tomorrow, and hopefully you guys are here to run. Alright, so as you guys can see, it's the next day. Came back out, and look at that. By the power of YouTube video, it's all back together. And it was a little bit of a struggle. It wasn't terrible, but a lot of cleaning and a lot of cussing at bolts and stuff like that. But it really wasn't that bad. I don't know if you guys can see it or not down in there. New freeze plug. Just got our belts back on. Now we're getting ready to throw some fluids in it. I just bought some cheap Walmart fluids because I'm gonna change them anyway, just to make sure we didn't get any water in the base. So I'm gonna dump some oil in, dump some antifreeze in, and see what happens. So we'll see you guys back here in a bit. Alright guys, so this truck almost officially pissed me off. We got everything together, ready for antifreeze, ready for oil. Cause I changed the oil because some water did get down into the base, so I've been letting it drain for like 3 or 4 hours. And dump a gallon of antifreeze in, and it starts spitting out. We had one bolt left over, but we thought we had mixed 2 bolts up. It was a longer bolt. We thought we had put a shorter bolt in a different bracket, and we just swapped them around. So we dug around in my uncle's bolt bin and found one that would fit, and it was perfect size and everything like that. So we went ahead and put that one in. It was no big deal. We had one bolt left over. We thought it was just for that bracket, but rather than tracing and taking every single bolt out, we just kind of fixed the problem. Well, turns out that's not what it was. It was an extra bolt. It wasn't an extra bolt. It went to one of the, must have went through where the water pump goes, because it's behind the water pump, so into the timing cover. And it was the one of 2 that had a water jacket behind it. So I dumped water in, and it came flying right back out. So we ended up pulling a bunch of stuff back apart and ended up getting the bolt back in or whatever. Then we get it in, put everything back together. The truck runs exactly the same. Adjusted timing runs exactly the same. Not to find out that the reason why I jumped time was because it had a bad injector. I don't know if you can see up there. The right injector was bad, so we took one out and flopped it to the other side. And what a pain in the ass. But at least now I know what's wrong with it. I can go spend the 50 or 60 bucks to get it fixed. Just throw a new injector in it, I guess, and see what the hell happens. But that's it for now, guys. Until we get to the next project. Wish I could show you guys a better running truck, but it's not going to happen today. So I don't know if I'll post this video or I'll wait until I throw those injectors in probably the next couple of days. Well, that's it for now. So we'll see you guys next time. Alright YouTube, here's the quick update on the Dodge. I got the fuel injector yesterday and popped it in real quick. Didn't have much time to mess with it. Started up and it ran on all 8 cylinders or whatever, so it's better. But just like before when I ran it last year, I had to mess with the timing a little bit just to get it a little bit. You gotta get it kind of perfect. A little bit. It says 10 degrees. You gotta get it like around like 3 or 4 degrees for it to run good. Otherwise, all it wants to do is just fall on its face whenever you hold it to the floor or you really stomp on it at all. So I think I can get it. But also those 4 plugs that weren't firing, they weren't receiving fuel, but they were receiving oil. So I would assume that there probably might be oil fouled a little bit. So they might clean out a little bit just running. So I didn't ride it much. I only had like 10 minutes to work on it real quick. So I'm not gonna mess with that much more today. But hopefully that'll be about it. I would start it up for you guys, but I don't really, even now I don't have time to hook the battery and shit up. So I'll see you guys next time, and I'll take you for riding this thing sometime. Alright guys, the Dodge is back. This will be the end of this video, and hopefully we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.